Good morning. My name is Olivia. I'm known as Olivia K on Facebook, Ollie K on Instagram, and Warmium 9800. So I cover nursing related materials mostly I think mostly on Mondays I do. I cover things that can help you for your next NCLEX attempt, like topics, like fundamentals, which I have a playlist on, and I do have to update some of the videos because I sound like an A in some of them, so I like to redo them. I am finishing up the MedSurge playlist, so it has all the things you need, including like diagnoses that will probably be compared and contrasted in your exams and likely your Q banks. And then I have a pharmacology playlist, so play all the videos as much as you need, so anyway it can help you for your next attempt. I also have like a playlist for teas, and I didn't make those videos, so those are really old, but they can be helpful to you if you are trying to get into nursing school. So the information is there, it's up and running. I also cover reality TV shows, which I'm planning to do the Ultimate, so I need to rewatch it because I haven't watched the Ultimate season 1 in a while, so I like to cover that. And I do have a playlist for Love is Blind, but I'm not covering any more Love is Blind after this, even if it's going to be in Boston, which is exciting because I'm from Boston myself. But I'm probably not even going to watch the show anymore, so I'm kind of tired of it, to be told. And then I cover documentaries. So this one I'm going to cover, so you probably will know what I'm going to cover in a bit, because it's getting a huge buzz on social media all week, and it's true crime, of course. So I do have a playlist for the documentaries if you're interested. If you get bored of that, again, I do have a playlist for reality TV shows I watched. And I'm looking to watch some more because I am watching a lot of documentaries, and it's getting a little heavy for me to cover, I won't lie. Whew. And your thoughts and emotions all over the place with a lot of these docs. And then I also have opinion pieces, so I'd like to do one or two of them really soon, and I'm just trying to think of some topics to just talk about, just talk about the real world instead of delving onto TV and then delving right onto nursing stuff, because it's a lot. I already have 2 jobs, and I'm thinking of nursing all day, all long, all time. So yeah. So today I'm going to actually cover maternal instincts, and I wasn't planning to cover it. My plan was to cover The Last Dance with the Michael Jordan doc, because as a little girl, I used to watch the Chicago Bulls on TV with my parents. They loved Michael Jordan so much. Who didn't love Michael Jordan? So I think I'm going to put that to bed because I haven't even finished the episodes, and I'm like, I need to be able to focus and concentrate to watch the the episodes. So one of these days I will cover it, but for now I'm putting it to bed, and I want to just finish this documentary, Maternal Instincts, and then actually get into my route, which is covering reality TV shows, because I haven't done that in a while. And the last one I did was on Temptation Island, and the second season was just dull. So I like to go into the Ultimate, which was such a fun watch, and I can't wait for the new season to show. And Circle's coming back, but in Hulu, so I want to know what date's going to show, because I'm going to be watching it. That's my favorite reality TV. While I did like Love is Blind at first, I actually liked The Circle and that other Love Island like thing, and it's which is why it's weird I don't really cover Love Island. I don't know, it's just weird. But anywho, I'm going to talk about maternal instincts. So just like the crash, this one's very heavy. See, I told you guys I work in a methadone clinic, right? I see all kinds of people, right? So there's this one patient that tells me, well, not just me, she also talks with my other coworker about these documentaries we should watch and stuff. So I was hearing a lot about maternal instincts, and I'm like, okay, I'm not sure I'm going to cover this. Larry did the crash, and she told me all about maternal instincts. I'm like, I got intrigued. I got suddenly intrigued. I'm like, you know what? I'm a true crime atheist. I cannot word sometimes. Jeez, you guys know by now I can't speak. I love me some true crime. And this case I don't think I've heard before. I've heard cases where a crazy person kills a pregnant mother because they want a baby. This isn't the first case I've heard, by the way, of that. So this happened to be, I guess, made into documentary, and I think they talk about Ron Mango, shout out to her, has spoken out. So I have to watch her video to get her insight and just hear her account, because Netflix, as you know, doesn't cover everything. What the fuck, Netflix? But whatever. I digress, but we'll get into it. So those who have already watched the documentary, you guys know how this goes. But for you, those of you who have yet to watch it or are too scared, yes, I can understand you have the stomach for it. It's a lot. So basically, this woman, it starts out with this woman that's trying to go to a hospital or whatever. She's in the car, the police stops her, and there's this image that's blurred that she's holding or whatever the case. She's trying to get to the hospital, So the officer was going to stop her for speeding, but instead he sees she needs to go to the hospital, because we don't know what that is at first, right? So the woman's saying, my baby, we have to get to the hospital. I just gave birth in the car. Okay. So great. It won't be great later, but so awesome. They go to the hospital, and then they're checking everything out. And for me, who has already heard the synopsis, I'm like, you just know what's coming next, right? But for those who don't know, they don't know what's coming next. So the doctor has seen this woman has had no evidence of giving birth, because I'm going to cover maternity newborn, so we will get right into that topic and how all that stuff works, right? So there is no evidence of her giving birth. So it looks like it's a problem for the girl. So her name's Taylor Parker, the girl that's trying to get to the hospital. So before we get right into what happens after, it goes to the background. This girl named Taylor Parker. She was an all-around American girl, beautiful lady, cool. Then she gets into a relationship with this cowboy, Wade. Is it Wayne or Wade? I don't know. Whatever. I should have paid attention to that. I just wanted to watch whatever I need to watch on this. So it basically covers her background, and then it shows her former friends, how she always needed attention, right? Then shows her former boyfriend and how they were dating, whatever the case. And then Taylor's right off the back says that she has this inheritance and whatever, they're going to have money. And then they live together. The family knows something's off about her, though, before I delve into what else that they're going to talk about, right? Suddenly she's pregnant. She's pregnant. Cool. But then what they don't realize, well, before there's some more things that are covering. Taylor, her friends and her mother, I think, they say she had her hysterectomy. So yes, I am going to cover that eventually in a short, by the way. So they're saying she can't have babies. I'm like, oh wow, okay. So unbeknownst to that family at first, Taylor is not able to get pregnant. And then again, some things, the family and his friends are starting to realize some things are just not adding up. And they're like, okay, she said she's pregnant, so how can that be? So then they realize she's lying. But Taylor puts up all this facade that she's pregnant, and the boyfriend is believing her, and he's not able to see the red flags, right? Okay, she's still lying. Taylor's still lying. And then it's 10 months since she's been pregnant. So then that's a huge red flag, because most people know, although I'm just going to tell you, past 40 weeks, it can be possible, but beyond, like, say 41, 42 weeks, there's something off. The baby, they will have to get the baby out, because who's pregnant 10 months? That does not sound right. So Taylor's math was not mathing for some reason. Okay, so it goes back to that, to how, oh yeah, before I get to that, she's also a photographer, and she befriends this woman named Regan, who was expecting a baby. She was at least 7 to 8 months. Well, she was a few months. No, she got married. And then I think down the road, Taylor befriended her and was pretending to be a friend. The way Taylor, I see she's friends with some benefits because she's trying to get something out of these friends. So that's why I'm seeing in patterns. Like, so before any of them can say anything, I'm like, I kind of know where some of this shit's going to. I kind of can have an inclination, and that's crazy. So it was it June? I forgot what time. Oh my God, it's so weird. Okay, so then you see Taylor going to the hospital with the baby, and then it cuts back to where Regan's mom finds Regan lifeless, and you can, oh my God, that call. I when I hear someone cries and wails like that, like, because I'm from an African family, okay, and the way we grieve, okay? So when I hear people wailing their soul out, it emotes a feeling inside me, and I almost cried with that woman, because imagine that you're getting home and then you find your daughter all in that blood. So she's finding lots and lots of blood, pools of it, and then I just can't imagine the horror of her finding her daughter's lifeless body, and then the baby's not there. So then it goes back, then it goes back to that moment where she's in hospital and they're examining her, no evidence. So then they realize that Taylor killed Regan, that poor innocent woman, and took the baby and cut it to perfect precision, but the baby didn't survive. I'm like, well, duh. So she was trying to keep up with the facade that she was still pregnant. And then then she gets then they have a court case, I think. I don't remember if they show a camera or not. And she got the death sentence. So with all that said, I know I'm rushing a lot of stuff, but with all that said, this is going to be my thoughts. This is so fucked up. Taylor's evil. But I really honestly wish they got into more details on why she had to lie. Why she had to lie, keep up the facade, all of that. Because she's a psychopath. But she's sad. And here's what, again, Netflix, you really don't do your homework. You left out that Taylor has previous children, but she doesn't have custody of them. What? My thing is, okay, because I watch a lot of these videos, okay? People talk about true crime, which is why I watch different sources, so that way I get some more insight and understand the case more, right? So she apparently doesn't have custody of her 2 other children from a previous relationship, and she neglected them, just like her first baby daddy neglected them. And I'm just like, so why are you trying to get pregnant then? I mean, why do you have the desire to be pregnant if you're not taking care of the baby? What the actual fuck? Taylor. And then the next thing for you to do is kill an innocent woman. Anyways, the friends were all saying how, former friend rather, was saying how when she was pregnant, Taylor was overly involved in the pregnancy. And that told me all I needed to know. That's foul. And she did a good thing cutting her off, because so to me, it just shows how dangerous Taylor is. And she has to have all this attention. There's a word for it. My next thing would be with the boyfriend. Okay, the boyfriend. Although, yes, he was working a lot. So he worked a lot and he didn't see the signs. But then it's like there were lots of red flags you should have seen. So I do agree with some of the people saying he should have seen some of the red flags. And I agree, he should have seen some of the red flags. Because how is it that you didn't realize her stomach wasn't growing? And 10 months? Here's the thing. Like I was just saying a second ago, like that there have been some cases where the baby is past maybe 40 weeks. And I've heard of a baby being born at 42 weeks where they had to take the baby out. They had to get the baby out, because that means there's a lot going on with that. And I had to look more into that, because I'm just like, 10 months, that's not right. And a normal pregnancy is about 40 weeks. That's what it is. I've never heard 10 months. I heard baby being born past the 40 weeks. So that should have been, I just feel like he was not as cognizant, and he just did everything in his power to defend the girlfriend, just because I'm like, well, I don't want her to think I'm not taking her side. But here's my thing. When someone shows you who you are the first time, believe them. That's really what it boils down to, because the family has been telling him, hey, this is just not right about her. I really think you need to be careful, And it wasn't until she got arrested and then she got charged with those poor babies, that poor baby and that poor girl's murder. And it's like, damn, they're really trying to tell me. So if a family, because I understand that family doesn't always like who you date or who you marry, but if they're really telling you these things, like you need to watch out, these red flags, like, listen. There's one thing if you don't like your partner's or they don't like your partner's behavior, but then if they're saying that she can't get pregnant, I would definitely be what's going on? So I don't know. I just don't know what he's thinking. I'd like to know what was going on in his mind. And plus, he said he didn't love her, and then you had no business being with her to begin with. So I just don't understand. She deserves the death sentence. Goodbye. You're willing to take two. Here's the thing. If you kill a pregnant person, you're basically killing the person and the baby. What was her thought? Did she really think the baby was going to survive? No. The baby was not going to live. That baby needed maybe a month or so, maybe 2 more months, because I think she was at least 7 months when she was killed or whatever. Because for me, I'm just they would have seen the baby did not look like the father, and they would have known that they would blood test it, right? I'm pretty sure they would blood test the baby and then her to see if that was really, if that baby was really hers. It was just odd. It was just so weird. But I am happy that his family did their homework on Taylor, because they were able to call and be like, hey, listen, we're suspecting that she's not really pregnant. What's going on? And they had to follow HIPAA, which you're supposed to do. But they said trust their instincts, and they're right to say that a person should always trust their instincts. I know it's easy to go against it, but you have to, because your instincts are almost always right. They never lie to you. So they figured, because they messaged the mom, and they're like, well, she's saying she's pregnant. No, Taylor can't have kids. And they knew they're right. Taylor can't have kids. So I, it was just such a messed up case. And like I said, I've known about a case before like this, that another woman called a pregnant woman because she was pretending to be pregnant too. So this is the only case I've heard of. This one this one I've never heard of, but it's crazy. It's really sad. It's wicked sad. I feel bad for Regan's mother. I hope she gets peace and love and a lot of healing, because again, you find your child dead like that, that's traumatic. No one should ever find their loved one like that. That's in a compromised position like that. With some of you, I can understand that I can understand still being squeamish, because yes, they do blur the dead baby, but I would be freaked out seeing this too if I didn't have the stomach. But yeah, it's really, really gruesome. It's horrible. And I don't know, they do have pictures of the crime scene. I sure as hell am not looking them up. I'm brave to a fault, okay? So yeah. I did not think I was going to cover another true crime sort of thing, because I watch true crime all the time, like myself, like every week I do. And a lot of cases, these cases really still intrigue me. It's like, for me, she's just sick. This girl, Taylor, she's just sick. There's something that, like, just why? Why did she do this? Like, what is the background? How did she get to this way of lying and deceiving people? I just want to know. Like, it's such a horrific case. Oh my God, I don't know. But all I know is she's the youngest person in death row in Texas, and she deserves it. That's all I can say. And my sympathy and empathy to Regan's family. And the only silver lining about this is that the mom and baby are together in heaven. I'm so sorry that she had to lose her life and trusted someone deranged as that. And I'm sorry to the family that had to bury her. But that'll be it. That's all I'm covering. So next week I'm going to do Ultimatum Season 1, Marry to Move On. And I'm also going to cover the lesbian one down to sometime coming up next month. So I will be covering them all and make a playlist. And I'm going to rewatch it. So I'm looking forward to rewatching everything. So on Monday, I believe I'll be covering the Maternal Newborn, the intro. And then I think next week will be another short. I don't know what of, but everything's coming its way. So you guys have a lovely month, and I will, weekend rather. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.